We bet you've got some New Year's resolutions you'd like to tackle. A lot of people go after losing weight or perhaps saving money, or maybe not, because the failure to reach those goals in years past has made you think you just can't get it done.
We've all found ourselves in that position. Busy mother and Wall Street innovator Caroline Arnold has come up with a system to help you refocus so you can nail down your resolutions, get them right the first time, and she says it has worked for her. She's written the book on it, and it is called Small Move, Big Change, and she is here this morning to help us meet some of our goals and resolutions. Happy New Year's to you.
Happy New Year to you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so first of all, let's start with this. You lay out some very simple, easy, manageable tips that people can use to be able to meet their resolutions, right?
Yes, 90% of people fail at their resolution every year, and mostly because willpower is a very limited resource. But if instead of making the big grand resolution this year, you begin making micro resolutions, you can really succeed every time, and these small behavioral changes have a big impact on personal and professional life. So the first rule of making a micro resolution is, it's simple, it's easy. Don't make resolutions you can't keep. So, for example, if your goal is to be fitter and you don't walk to work today, saying that you're going to walk to work every day this week is, not probably going to happen. But if you say you're going to walk every Monday, or just get off 2 stops sooner on the bus and walk the rest of the way, and you do that repeatedly, that will become a habit and you will be fitter. And you will walk more as a result. But
that's easy.
Don't overreach. That's easy. So that's the first rule, limited and easy. The second rule is, it's an action that you do. Now, mostly when we pledge to change, we say we're going to be somebody different. We're going to be organized. We're going to be slim by summer. We're going to be on time. Instead of pledging to be different, you pledge to do something explicitly different every day. So, for example, if your goal is to be neat, instead of pledging to be neat all the time, if you don't hang up your coat when you come home and establish that pattern. If your goal is to be more organized, when you, instead of bringing all your mail into the house at one time, if you sort it before you come in the house and toss everything, you'll immediately be more organized.
You've got a pretty impressive resume. You've worked extensively on Wall Street and dealing with some technology in the financial sector as well. What made you write this book?
Well, I was, part of the 90% that fail every year at their resolutions, and I really couldn't understand how I was able to get big things done at work, but the one thing I wanted to do for myself, I failed at. So one year I did take a step back from what I was doing, and instead of pledging to be somebody different someday, I pledged to begin doing something differently that day. And that became the core of this. And one of my very first resolutions in losing weight was not to eat cookies in conference rooms, because where I worked there was always very
pastries
big
and
pastries. And that was the very first one, completely doable, right? I didn't say I would never eat a pastry again. And over a period of time of doing this, I ended up losing the 20 pounds. I'm the fittest I've ever been. And I really did it one micro resolution at a time.
And one thing generally you find leads to another. You make one small change,
right.
It becomes easier to make the second small change.
Yes, you discover that you enjoy walking. So the first time that I started walking to work, I went one day and I had to force myself to do it. Now that's my preference. I like to do it. If you don't hang up your clothes and you train yourself to hang up your coat, for example, then you may find yourself hanging up other things and putting other things away, because it establishes a pattern in your mind.
It really seems as though when it comes to New Year's resolutions, we do inadvertently, maybe subconsciously, set ourselves up for failure. And so this is nice to know that you're starting the new year in a way that says, I'm not going to fail because I am making only small changes. Don't be a hero, so to speak.
Right. And these small changes have bigger impacts than you would imagine. But you're absolutely right. You set yourself up to succeed, and success becomes a habit. So often when we make the big resolution, in the back of our mind we really expect to fail because we failed so many times before. But if you train yourself to expect success, then you can really hold yourself accountable and keep making progress every day.
All right, Caroline Arnold, the book is Small Move, Big Change. It's out in paperback. Happy New Year. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you very much. Success from a successful person. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.